Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Ask the Pros, where I speak to entrepreneurs, professionals, they come on the show, share their journey, their story in a way to inspire others, And on this particular show, I've got a young guy here, an upcoming artist. He's an independent artist, I met him on one of these social media platforms, Clubhouse to be precise, and I heard his voice, and this guy's voice blew me away and said, Rezman, I need to get you on the show. I know him as Rezman, but he's here to tell his story, and he also tell us, his real names, and how this journey started for him. And for you, Rezman, how did this whole thing start for you?
Oh, okay. Thank you once again for this opportunity. It means a lot to me. So how the music started for me, I wouldn't lie. I've been singing since I was quite young. I started singing since about six. You know, I joined the choir for the fun of it. I'll just be honest. I joined the choir for the fun of it. I just liked. I've always been in love with music. My mom, used to be in the choir too. My dad loves music. The likes of Lucky Dube and the rest. He was more of a reggae. My mom listened to a lot of gospel music. So it was something that I grew up with. It was a family I grew up with. So I've always been singing. But I wrote my first, funny enough, I wrote my first song. Most people don't know, but I wrote my first song when I was 7.
Wow. at such a
Yeah,
young age.
yeah, I did. I wrote my first song when I was 7. I really like perfected the song when I was 11. I can still even remember the song, still in my head. I can remember the first person I actually sang it to was my sister because my sister used to be the best singer in the house. So I had this big respect for her and everything. So she was like the go-to. So I sang it for her and she was like, it was nice and everything. I'm very sure she can't even remember this story, but I can because it's part of my story. So that was it. So when she told me it was good and okay. So but it wasn't until I was about I think I was in secondary school, junior secondary school. That was the first time it was by coincidence. I dabbled into the studio by coincidence, actually. They were looking for somebody to do a background theme song for a soap opera. I don't think the soap opera ever came out, but that was the opportunity. So they came looking for somebody else. They came to the church where I was, in the choir. They came looking for somebody else, but the person happened not to be around that day. So they were not like, okay, they needed a guy that had a little bit of soft, so they described the voice and everything. And every other person there were like, okay, I think then I didn't even have a stage name or anything. Like just it was my real name. So they were like, Daniel go because my real name is Daniel.
Okay. Yeah.
Because yeah, so Daniel go feed one. So and I was really shy about it because I've never been in the studio. I don't even know what it looks like. So I just took up the opportunity. I went. Funny enough, it happened to be VD, the guy that actually produced Hala Chubo the whiskey.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
that's a nice tune, boys. It's quite old, but
yeah.
it's a very nice tune.
Yeah. So as at that time, it was a big deal. So it was a pleasure working with him. I went to the studio. I had my first studio experience. You know, they wrote it for me. I just sang it. Then I happened to write the second part of the song. So I really liked it there, and then I think that was the point where I realized that this is what I would like to do because I enjoyed every moment of it. It wasn't even about the money. It wasn't even about anything. I just loved it. I loved where I was. I
It
loved what
was
I
it
was
was just
doing.
your passion, right?
Exactly. Like it just showed me how much I really, like loved music. So from then on, I moved on to another studio, where I wrote my first song. The title of my first song was actually Gangsta Baby. That
Gangster
was
baby. Why the title Gangster baby?
yeah, it was about radical love because it was a song that talked about a girl that loved me for who I was. She didn't really care, if I was a little bit gangster, if I was, you know, so she just loved me for who I was.
But was
And,
that was that a true story though?
it was. I wasn't like gangster. I wouldn't give myself that much credit, but yeah, I wasn't the usual lovey-dovey. But she liked me regardless. So I just put that into the song, and people started liking it. Like I played it for my friends then and everybody, and they were like, Then nobody expected it because I was just this normal guy that sings in church. and those normal
You
every
you were
know how
just
it goes.
you were just quiet solo, just doing yourself.
Exactly. So that was just it. But when I now finally put all my work and did a single, put out a single, and I realized that people actually liked it, and I think that was the starting point for me. I now began to work more. A couple of more people staying. I became a studio rat. Still am, because I enjoy the process. I really do enjoy the process of creating. So I became a serious studio rat. I used to go to sessions just to sit down and watch people record, learn, see how they do it, like people that were above me then, you know. And still now I do it for people that are still above me. I just want to go to a session and sit down and really just absorb, like connect and see how it works, and learn from it. But I would say my biggest break, like the moment people began to really, really see that I do music, was when I did a cover. I did a cover for Davido, a
Wow,
song.
really?
Yeah, I did an
What
assurance,
song?
and
What
I
song
don't know
is
if you
what
know the
song is that?
song. Yeah, assurance.
Okay,
That
assurance.
assurance
Oh
song he
yeah,
did.
assurance. But yeah, for sure. Yeah, assurance. Yeah, I know assurance.
Exactly. So I did my own version of the assurance song, and it
Wow.
went viral. So that was when people really began to actually take me serious, on a bigger scale when it comes to my music. So the assurance song, he did it for Davido. And I can remember that period. What inspired me to do that cover was everywhere we turned, every girl was, it became like a tradition. Like everybody wanted the flashy stuff. Everybody wanted if
You
you're
wanted
not giving us.
you wanted to assure one babe or something, sure.
But that was the thing. Like what I did was I try to come from the angle of not everybody can be like Davido, So the way you take me down, you guys enjoy it like that. So okay, I will just do like I'll do like let's just say I'll do the introduction part of the song so you can get the angle I came from.
Okay, let's go.
Okay. So it was like I am looking for a sister. We go there, we go lonely, anywhere that we not go mind anything. What she see for me, yeah. We go follow me, Jumbo, Sanokada, because the girl where I been get, she don't leave me follow another man. Everywhere, every corner, she dey enter. Next thing, na hashtag Atlanta. Say, baby, cool down, oh, aye. Why you come the rush, oh, you dey jump with every guy, oh. Now, Davido, I go blame because when you give Chi assurance, these other girls they look, oh, they think say na normal.
Wow, mad. Love it, man. Love it. Wow,
Thank you,
man,
bro.
that's good, man. Razman, man. You have a great voice, man.
Yeah,
It's good. But I've
appreciate you,
listened
bro.
to listened to your journey so far, your story so far, But in terms of, breaking into the music scene in Nigeria where you are, Lagos to be precise, would you say it's easy or it's a hard thing to achieve?
To be honest, like it is. That's never been easy. Um, I know sometimes when I actually tell my story to some people, it comes up easy because I really don't like to focus on um the negative parts and the parts that gets me feeling down. And that's one of the reasons why I love Wizkid so much because his music usually inspires me, you know. But it has never been easy. I know there are many times where you have to you use like you could go to work or something, gather up money, then you go use it for a session and get screwed over. There are times that people don't even take you serious. You take your songs. I remember there was a time I took my song. The guy that actually really kind of taught me how to sing in the choir and everything. So I did a song and I took it to him because I was really excited. I wanted him to like really see that I was improving on my art and everything. And all I got was backlash. He was like, that because he knows how to sing does not mean that I should dabble into music. That it probably is not for me, and that I should just focus on just being a backup singer. I had discouragement, and it was huge for me because it was coming from somebody I kind of took like a mentor. So getting that kind of feedback from him, it really hurt my feelings. But I told myself, you know what, I'm gonna keep doing it. Um, there are many money. You know how it is in the music scene. Like it requires a lot of money and a lot of influence. So sometimes it can really break your spirit. You know when you know you have a lot to give. You know you have a lot of potentials. You know you can hear yourself, and you know that you got this. You know, and your close friends, which you trust their judgments too, and very important. They tell you that okay, this is for you, but you don't seem to understand why it's so difficult to actually just break in, and get it out there. But I'll say my source of encouragement comes from the fact that I love what I'm doing. Actually, genuinely do love what I do, and I believe and I know that challenges like this are definitely going to come. And if I can keep my head up, you know, above the water, I'm definitely going to get to land. So,
Yeah,
so
absolutely,
yeah,
man. Absolutely, 100, man. You just mentioned something about money now. You have spent a lot of money. But when you talk about money, what do you actually use this money for? Is it for the studio time or promotion? Where does the money go?
I would say that money, I wouldn't even say studio time because I've been blessed. I wouldn't even lie. I've been blessed with a couple of friends that actually get to allow me record and produce for me because they actually believe in my art. So
Good, good.
I will shout out to them, shout out to the producers that giving me the opportunity. So mostly it comes from promotions because here for Nigeria, like you guys to do some necessary promotion. Promotions must happen, you know.
But
And because of yeah.
but in terms of promotion, in terms of promotion, promoting yourself, what about radio? Is it very hard to get into radio, like promote your stuff on radio?
Yes, it is. And I'm not saying this to shade anybody, but it is what it is. It's difficult for especially independent arts to really get their songs played on the radio because you hear them calling some other they'll ask you for your budget, and you know very well that the budget they're asking you for is not a a secret information. Is what is general knowledge. Everybody knows how much you pay to get your stuffs to be played on the radio. And you know you don't have that amount of money because you're an independent artist. You're just doing one or two jobs, around the corner to support your music, and people that actually love you are really putting one or two, but you don't really have that big block, to finally let people know that okay, this is it. You're hearing me everywhere. You finally have to accept my sound. So it's like it is a really big barrier for upcoming artists like myself to get our songs being played on the radio because the money high passes, he high he high pass what we can, except from the ones that are blessed to have like rich families or something,
Yeah, rich,
but
yeah, rich background.
yeah,
But
rich
boy,
background, yeah.
in terms of you're an upcoming artist. You're also an independent artist as well. What do you think would be the solution for this? Because from what you're saying, I can gather from what you're saying right now. I can gather that it is a common thing. Where you are, people face these issues. But in terms of if you want to sort this issue or want something better in terms of promotion and you get studio time already, but some guys out there they might not even have the money to get studio time. What do you think would be the solution for this? In terms of promoting yourself. It could be through radio or social media. What do you think is the easiest way to go about that?
I think like people need to, or the industry needs to recognize the fact that there's a big bridge between the common artists and the media. Like they need to really understand because I think some people know about this and some people are really working hard behind the scenes to maybe do something about it. But there needs to be a platform that is easy, that makes it easy for upcoming arts to really get the opportunity to get their stuffs out there. Because the truth is, I thank God for things like Spotify and all those iTunes and those platforms that you can just sit there at the back of your at home and upload your stuffs,
Yeah,
and you
those
still have
streaming platforms.
streaming platform. Thank you. I thank God for platforms like that because they really encourage upcoming artists. Here, there's a very big gap between getting your song out there, and not excluding the fact that obviously the song has to be good. The song has to be good and everything. You can't just give everybody, but when the song actually meets a particular standard of which it should meet, there should be an easy way for artists to, if it's a company or some kind of a brand that is honest enough to accept artists and push them and do what they actually say. Because the truth is, a lot of artists, a lot of artists sign a lot of deals, a lot of bad deals. A lot of artists actually get involved in. I was with the management before, and what part of the reason why I'm not with them anymore is because of the same issues like structure. When we started, we didn't exactly expect what we got, and that structure really affected me because I was really new, yeah, into mainstream music. That was when I was really trying to get myself into mainstream music. And a lot of people didn't get it at that point because that was like the most depressing part of my life. I fought depression a lot because I didn't really understand um why is it that it's so hard to get your stuff out there. I never realized how hard and how difficult it was until when I started trying to get myself really, really out there, and it was so difficult. So I had to fight depression a lot. But I thank God, I fought that, and I won, and I decided to rebrand myself and put myself back out there. So I feel like they should really like understand that it's not easy, especially in a place like Nigeria. It is not easy for somebody to just, yes,
Yeah,
it's not
yeah,
easy for
absolutely, man.
it to just be able to pay like 200K, 300K. I don't know, I can't convert it now in dollars or pounds for people to really understand, but it's not easy for youths to just get that money and pay a couple of times before people will now begin to accept and begin to pay attention to them. It's not easy. So they need to clear the platform and give more opportunities, especially the radio, give more opportunities to good songs to get played without them going through all that.
Yeah,
So
absolutely, Donny, man. I understand that, but you just mentioned something about contract now. Looking at music contracts, between the artists and the management to say, but don't you think there's a disconnect, because sometimes, I don't know, I'm just, using an example now, like sometimes would it be in the case that, the management will say, oh, do you know, okay, I want to promote this guy, but is there a case of when this guy blows now, he's out there and he's making money, he's going to come back and bite us. Do you think that some management, they look at it like, this guy, do I really trust him? He might, because I'm sure you've heard of cases where, some management will promote an artist, and the artist blows and the artist comes back and says, you know what, I want to have my own record label. I don't want to be with you guys anymore. Pushing away the terms of the contract. I don't know what the contract is, but do you think that, there's a disconnect between the management and the artist in terms of being real, being honest to the deal that they've signed?
well, that could be an issue, but I'll be honest because I'm speaking from a realistic point of view. Most artists here want their music heard, and I feel like with the way situations are, I'm speaking from where I am. With the way situations are, the artists are more to be at the loss than um the
Than the
labels.
management.
And why than the management. And why I say this is because I think people realize now how desperate artists are. Because many artists are quite desperate because they have gotten it up to here and they're just looking for an opportunity, any opportunity to get their stuffs out there. So most of the time you end up meeting a management that actually wants that how will I put it? I don't want to sound like I'm trying to shade anybody, but you get to meet managements that actually are they see your potential and they actually just want to um you know take
Suppress
off
you.
it. Yeah,
Suppress you.
suppress it exactly because they know that you actually are looking for that opportunity. The condition around here does not give the artist the leverage, it gives the management the leverage, you know. And most times, of course, I'm sure there are many labels that has been played by the artist where they put in a lot of work and the artist blows up or something and he turns around. But usually here that's not the case, because sometimes artists even sign contracts without a lawyer. They sign without key factors, because they just want to. They don't want to lose the opportunity. They just, at the end of the day, if you do that, who gets to lose if you don't follow the due process and getting into the management? Is the artist, because let's say things turn around and the artist begins to blow up, then the artist realizes that, oh my god, he's on a 90-10 deal, and he begins to suffer a lot of depression in between because he doesn't even know how to get himself out of it because he didn't even start off the thing right,
Wow,
because all he was saying in his head is,
10 deal. Jesus.
yeah, there are contracts like that here. 90-10, you hear of some crazy deals that is even 100%, and they just tell you that they'll give you an upfront. And because the artist just wants to break out of poverty, to suffer, to just breathe, and they don't even know that the long term of that breath you just took is actually no air at all. So I
Wow,
think
wow.
over here it's the artist that actually gets to suffer. It's because of how desperate they jump into, you
Yeah, yeah,
know.
yeah. I can hear the challenges. You're talking about these challenges and things that are very worrisome as well. But in the past, how have you promoted your music? Have you like done it like the way some people do it? They will just have like a demo and they give their demo out to managers or artists that are out there already to give to their producers. How have you promoted yourself in the past?
I've done basically. I have 3 singles out. I have a single I released under that management I was telling you about. Then I came out and I got to release like 2 other singles. One is titled Early, the other is Body Language. Early is I'm still like promoting them and everything. I'm working on a visualizer for Early that I'm supposed to put out very soon. I'm still working on trying to shoot a video for it. So basically what I do is when I make a song and I release it, I send it to the mails of people that I know that can actually put it out there for me. I send it to their mails. I disturb them on the gram. You know, I go to if I enter an Uber ride, for example, I always get to play for the Uber guy. If he likes it, I send it to him myself to his phone because I know that he's gonna be on transit, you know, most of the day, and he's gonna get to meet different set of people. So if he likes my song, he's gonna play it on his in his car rides, and the people in the car. So I try to go online on YouTube. I try to research like ways that independent artists can actually get their stuff out there that'll cost them less, and YouTube the playlisting I can get my hands on. I try to talk to people one on one. I could be in a party and I go and talk to the DJ and be like, yo, I have this song, really love for you to play. So I just do basically all I can do. You know, the more I learn how to promote myself, the more I implement it into my music. So
Yeah,
yeah, that's it.
yeah, 100, man. Promoting yourself is one thing, is great, but branding is another thing again. How do you brand yourself in terms of branding yourself? Because everybody's different. Everybody has that persona to say, have that thing. Like if I say someone like Naira Marley would say he's a Malian. you know,
For
we
sure.
have we have Zlatan, we have Davido 30BG, we have Whiskey. Whiskey is a Starboy. We have those kind of like branding kind of patterns. But for you, not looking at those big stars, but for you, how have you managed to brand yourself? Like if I see you now, I know that this is Resman, but Resman, what is that thing that you want people to associate your music, your brand with?
I want people to associate my music with the uniqueness because I'm coming from a place where um I had to I grew up listening to R&B a lot, foreign R&B, and growing up, I realized that okay, Afro is ours, Afro beats is ours, and I really want to connect with that. So I spent most of my time trying to merge R&B with Afro beats. That's where my sound came from. So I want people to see that I'm not trying to be everybody's I'm not trying to be everybody's artist. I'm trying to create a fan base that loves my music and enjoy what I'm trying to do with it. Because at the end of the day, I'm trying to pass a message and I'm trying to open a door. I'm really trying to open the door because I have from where I come from, I have a lot of younger artists, that look up to me, like way younger, artists that look up to me. And I feel like I should be a door to them because I know all the things I'm going through now, it's a process, and I feel it's something that when I do get the opportunity, I'm gonna break that door. I'm really gonna give it access to artists that are really creative because everybody just want to do mainstream now. And everybody and a lot of people are doing mainstream now because they have no choice than to try and do something commercial and so that people can finally accept them. And it shouldn't really be like that. Music should be. I know in the foreign scene there's rock, there's soul, there's everybody has their
Classic
space.
and all that.
Classic, exactly. But here everybody's just trying to get that one song that is gonna blow up
But
everywhere
but
before.
but don't you think it's your environment though? Because I know that in Nigeria, we tend to like those music. Those kind of song where we say, you sing about it and you are suffering from suffering. You now make money. You now throw some
Yeah,
crazy beats in it. All these bang did all those kind of beats.
yeah.
Don't you think don't you think it's the environment that actually pushes artists, to go mainstream?
Well, yeah. I'll say the environment has a huge role to play in that actually. And the story of Grass to Grace is one of the most is the story most Africans can connect with. It's a story most Africans can connect because I have this song titled Early. It says, "I no go die early if I never make the money. Uh, I I no go die early if I never chop the money. Nah, I no go die early even when I make the money. Yeah, yeah, I must enjoy my life. So it's
Nice.
yeah. I'm still telling the story, but I'm doing it my way. Like I don't like the fact that artists are being pushed to a corner. You're always everybody's trying to push you to a corner to do some type of music. Nobody wants to. Um, Very few people are willing to allow you express yourself and really bring out what that uniqueness in you. So that is what Resman is all about. I'm all about that uniqueness. I want a fan base and I want a future in my music where the people that are connected to me are connected because they believe in what I'm doing and they enjoy what I do. It's not just because okay, because of I'm under the video now, so you have no choice than to listen to me. I want to be in a position where if you're a Resman fan, you are a diehard Resman fan because you know what you're here for and you
Yeah,
know what you're here to get.
yeah.
So yeah,
Absolutely, absolutely. I get what you're saying, man. 100, man. Another artist that can relate to what you're saying again is Banky W. Banky W has his own style. He has his own way. And I think he didn't really. It's kind of like a slow. I think it's an R&B act, right? He didn't really cross to that mainstream. I think he kept to his style of music.
yeah. Well, I like to liken what I want to achieve with what Burna Boy is doing right now. Because as when Burna Boy started, he didn't really get the acceptance because people didn't really. His music was good, but it wasn't the what was actually. Burna Boy came out with Like to Party when the highest tempo of music was raining. And he came in without slow. Came with my dark shades and that I can see you. And he was he embraced it. I would just say he embraced it and he went with it and it was a trending song in Nigeria. Like I'm sure many people, DJs and everybody would have been really surprised that that was the song that was trending at the point where there were songs like Freestyle Madness and songs that where the tempos were really high and everything was going up. Burna Boy came in with a smooth, groovy jam and it worked for him. So in the music scene, Burna Boy is actually one of I would say my role models too, because till now he's still doing songs that on a normal conversation people may not, accept, but the platform he has right now has given him the opportunity to let people understand that you can do you and you can still go mainstream, you know. So I think Burna Boy is Burna Boy, Wizkid. Those are One Day Cole. Those are like the people I look
Yeah,
for. I
one
look
deco.
at them.
Yeah, one
I
deco.
admire. Yes.
One deco is it for me, man. One deco is good, man. It's great.
But One Day Cole's album is the bedrock of me starting Afrobeat. Like,
If I to ask you now, put you on the spot, you mentioned Burna Boy, Whiskey, One Nicole, and but who would you say is the guy that actually motivates you every day, to not give up?
to not give up. I'm going to answer because of what you just said. To not give up is Burna Boy. Burna Boy had a career where he was blown. Then all of a sudden, it looks like nobody wanted to listen to him anymore. He was still making music, he was still putting out content, but he was not playing on the radio. He was not mainstream, and he kept on fighting and he kept on fighting, and he dropped African Giant album, and he was nominated for the Grammys. Like for me, that defines that gives me strength. It gives me strength to see an artist that stuck to what he was doing, kept on working on himself, kept on advancing, upgrading. He didn't just, because he knows he was good and he was Burna Boy, he didn't just shell himself in. He really put in the work and it paid off. It showed. And now he's traveling around the world. He's doing shows, he's selling out. Like it's good to see. Like it's really motivational. So yeah,
Yeah,
Burna Boy Burna Boy
yeah, it's
is
nice,
there.
man.
Burna
It's
Boy is
nice.
there.
If you had the chance to change one thing, man, what would that be? It could be music, it could be yourself, the environment you are as well. If you're given that chance to change one thing and make it better, what would be that thing?
I believe it's to be the structure, to be the structure we have here. The structure needs to be more flexible. Excuse me, it needs to give more opportunities. Like there are a lot of talented artists like myself out there that some of them are really wallowing. I don't know if I use the word wallowing, or they are really deep into depression because they just are not getting heard. Like it's frustrating when you are putting in all your work. You know how many hours you put in. I had one of the songs I recorded, Body Language. I recorded that song myself. I didn't mix and master it myself, but I recorded it myself. And I recorded that song. I basically recorded that song a whole day. Then I had to delete it, and I did it. Like that's just mine is even small. I'm very sure that probably artists that they do multiple takes for weeks and months, and the only problem is just that it's not like the song is not good. It's not like the content is not good, but it's so this the scene is so blocked that you can't even just get to get people to hear your stuff. And for me, I would change that any day. If I had the opportunity, if I had the power to do that, I would change that any day. Like it should be more flexible. People need to get that opportunity to get here. Like they really desperately need to, because we live in the times where the youths are getting more creative. The youths are getting like we are more advanced now. We're beginning to understand what we want to do, and are beginning to put in passion into what we want to do. It's not like before where you're being forced to do what you don't want to do, you know. So that has created more opportunity for creatives. The internet has created more opportunity for creatives, but it's still that limitation is still there. That barrier is still there, you know. So I would change that at a heartbeat. I would change the platform in which our industry is resting on.
Cool, nice one, Rezman. And it's been nice having this conversation with you. But to leave the fans, and leave the audience as well, with something, I want you to just drop some couple of lines here, because your voice is amazing, man. It's amazing, and people need to hear that. This guy, sounds great.
Okay, so I'm gonna do one of the songs is unreleased too. So and the reason why I'm doing unreleased content is so that you will go and listen to my released content. you know. So I'm just gonna drop
Nice.
it. Yeah. Original baby, one of a kind. She blow my mind, oh baby. Nah, girl, you the one. Oh. I wanna be with you, girl. Only you, my love. If you say make I jump, oh, I go jump for you. Even in the middle of the night, oh, I dey pray for you, my baby. My head in my back, in my front, oh, oh, oh. Hey, hey. Now you wait, they make it take you, job. Nah, like false, one day come my way. Come my way. Would you please come my way? You're taking over me. I, baby, you, bring your love for me now. Baby, oh, now only you I see. Baby, oh, for me, yeah, yeah.
Mad,
Baby,
mad, mad, mad,
oh.
mad, 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 mad. Nice
Appreciate
one, nice one,
it,
nice one,
appreciate
nice one.
it.
Do you do your beats yourself? Do you produce your beats yourself?
Yeah, I like to call, I make jokes about it in the studio, but I like to call myself an audio producer. I don't really know how to sit down on the keyboard and actually do press the stuff, but I love being involved in the creative process of
So
actually creating.
are there any instruments that you play?
No, but I'm actually that window is open because I want to learn. I really want to learn. But I play no instrument. But yeah, I play no instrument. But I'm still gonna learn. I want to learn the guitar or the keyboard, especially the keyboard. Because sometimes you have a particular sound in your head, but you can't really translate it to your producer. So I think that's one of the reasons why I'll properly learn the keyboard. If I will learn any instrument right now, it would be the keyboard, so that I can put it into my sound.
Yeah, yeah. It's been nice, Resman, man. It's been nice, man. For those people that want to get in touch with you, that want to hook you up, social media everywhere, where's the best place for them to hit you up?
I beg, hit me up on my Instagram, hit me up on my Twitter. The handles are the same. At Rezmansong on my Instagram, at Rezmansong on my Twitter. I'm basically on majority of the platform. My Facebook is Daniel Rezman Diribe. I'm on Clubhouse, everywhere. Just if you type Rezmansong, I'm very sure you will get somewhere that will link you to my platform. So I beg, if you hear this podcast or whatever, please hit me up. Please connect with me. Please stream my songs. Thank you. Bless you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Resman, man. Daniel, it's been nice. It's been nice having you on this show, man. And I'm also grateful for the time as well, Nice one, bro. And all the best, in the future. Your voice is great. I can see, and I know you have an amazing, career ahead of you, amazing future as well. I pray that, God, take you to the heights that you want to be, and I pray that
Yeah,
everything goes smooth somewhere with you.
man. Appreciate you. Thank you for this platform. It was really amazing. I know how you contacted me and everything. And not everybody gets to do this. So I really appreciate you for this platform. You're the best. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Nice one, man.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.